Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Thursday, the 8th of December 2022. It has been a beautiful day in Trinidad and Tobago thus far, people. Thus far. I enjoyed the sun in the sky today. But nevertheless, we give God praise and thanks for that. A sunny day in some parts of Trinidad. In other parts, there may be showers, isolated showers. But nevertheless, we give God thanks. So viewers, remember I always say every night on my show, share our live stream. We are on Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. We are on YouTube, TT Real Talk, subscribe. We are on TikTok, Saieed Ali Real Talk. Add us, like us, share us. So friends and family outside of our country will know that Real Talk with Saieed Ali is the #1 current affairs program in our country. Nevertheless, Real Talk Credit Union information is giving you 4% on fixed deposits per year. You want to open an account for your son, your daughter, under the age of 18? Not a problem. Contact us. Put the numbers on the screen there. Contact us, viewers. Make an appointment. Come down and open an account to save money or a fixed deposit for your child. You know, nowadays, long ago, a lot of parents used to plan for their kids. I wonder if we have that nowadays. I wonder if we have that nowadays. But nevertheless, viewers, you can contact our office. Numbers are on screen. Come on down, set up an appointment for your kid, or even open a fixed deposit at Real Talk Credit Union. Now, like I said, I am here to change the way banking operates in Trinidad and Tobago. And I will get there. Just have a little patience with me. Have a little patience with me. So as we start up our program tonight, just an update. Land and Marine Construction Service Limited, MCS, Supervisor Dexter Guerra said the Coast Guard never physically stopped anyone from trying to rescue 4 divers who were trapped in a 30-inch pipeline on February 25th. He also said that Coast Guard did not make any attempts to rescue them either. Guerra also confirmed that other divers arrived at berth 6 with equipment that would have allowed someone to enter the pipeline and attempt a rescue. That equipment includes helmet linked to an external air supply and communication device. So viewers, other divers did try to make an attempt, but I guess somewhere along the line, they could not enter that territory to save other divers. Let me tell you something. It is going to come out. The truth is going to come out. We are just keeping you up to date of what is taking place in the Commission of Inquiries, the important parts, as it goes by. As it goes by. So the Coast Guard never attempted to stop anyone, but they never attempted to save anyone also. This is according to the words of Dexter. Imagine that, eh? Coast Guard. Never attempted to rescue them either. Wow. Interesting. 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 But nevertheless, viewers, nevertheless, we're going to keep you up to date with the saucy part of the stories as it unfolds. The truth will come out. Moving along, Acting Police Commissioner McDonald Jacob is on 35 days vacation leave starting today. The announcement came via a media release from the TTPS. He stated that his absence ought not to interfere with any or with many initiatives already in progress, and the TTPS strategies, priorities, and goals are to set out in the operational plan for 2022-2024. DCP Earl Christopher will act as commissioner in Jacob's absence. Hey, let me tell you something. This service real funny, you know. This service really funny, you know. We have an acting commissioner of police going on 35 days vacation, and we have another acting again. So we have two acting commissioner of police. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. And which one of them really has a plan to fix crime in Trinidad and Tobago? Which one? We don't know. We don't know. So after speaking last night on our previous show about the water problem in Siparia and environs, no water for days, no water for weeks, no water for months in the Siparia area. After highlighting that issue last night, which would have been Wednesday the 7th of December, we highlighted that issue. Today, Minister of Public Utilities Marvin Gonzalez have stated that a better water supply is already on its way for various areas of Trinidad and Tobago. This, as he announced the restart of the desalcut plant, fixing of ruptured mains, and the use of water truck. Let's imagine you have to highlight the issue in Trinidad before it gets addressed. And this is why I keep on saying, if you do not protest in our country, your voices will not be heard in the community. Your voices will not be heard in the parliament. Your voices will not be heard in the media. That you are literally standing up for something. Not what is wrong, you know, but something that is right. What is right? Protest for bad road, water supply, street lights, box drain, bridges, maintenance, high maintenance on vehicles. That is what we call performance. Performance beats old talk at any point in time. At any point in time, remember that. Now, as he cited an earlier statement by Princeton MP Barry Patharat, Gonzalez states that WASA was helping flood-hit communities which lack a pipe-borne water supply and were necessary, providing a truck-borne supply for clean-up operation. Gonzalez added that the annual planned maintenance shutdown of the desalination plant by the privately owned desalcut presented a further challenges for WASA to meet the demands of its customer in Central and South Trinidad. Gonzalez noted that the concern and the plight of those hit by flooding and assured them that WASA was working to help citizens to safeguard themselves. WASA, he said, was constantly monitoring the surface water treatment facility in northeast Trinidad, which were most vulnerable, with a shift, restoration, and return to service activity helping to alternative or alleviate the citizens' discomfort. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. If the ministers and them in various positions in government really wants to help the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, there is nothing stopping them. Absolutely nothing. Call her good night.
Hello, good night.
You like on Real Talk, go right ahead.
Yes. I would like to address the dishwasher, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people is having problem getting water. In the school trace area, to the beginning of school trace has water, to the ending has water. The middle, the water is not reaching. You're reporting it, they're not coming and seeing what's going on. You're calling WASA right now on their hotline, and they're only cutting you off for the past few days. They're not taking the calls. And your number is always 40-something, 43, 47, and they are not receiving no calls for no complaint, or even for the truck-borne waters.
I understand.
So I don't know what is the problem.
What area is this again?
New Grant.
New Grant.
Specifically in School Trace.
School Trace in New Grant.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear. Telecommunication Service of Trinidad and Tobago, TSTT, has brought arbitration proceeding against the state, seeking almost $1 billion in compensation for its service in managing this country's closed-circuit television network, that is the CCTV network. The company claims it is owed almost $751.8 million plus interest calculated at rates between 5.8 and 8.3%. TSTT CEO Lisa Agard states that despite TSTT's repeated demand, the state has to date failed to satisfy its obligation under the contractual arrangement to pay TSTT all monies outstanding, as well as compensate TSTT in respect to costs incurred in providing service. So the government is owing TSTT almost $1 billion. When TSTT is part state-owned, and the government owes TSTT, I wonder if TSTT is going to write off that as goodwill. That's something to look into. As goodwill. You know, the government loves to write off debits that is owed to us. So I wonder if TSTT is going to write off the debits that the government owes. Sound interesting? Through the arbitration proceeding, TSTT is seeking payment of the fees it claimed, as well as general damage for breach of contract. The government breached contract and they own part of TSTT. Wow! In their response to the case, attorney admitting that TSTT is owed for its service, but challenged the quantum being claimed. In their defense, they noted that in April 2009, the state first entered into a 4-year lease arrangement with TSTT to utilize a CCTV network established by the company that comprised of 373 cameras, 3 command center, and 2 data storage sites. Whoa! Is the government going to pay them? Is the government going to pay them? So we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, we have more on the same story after the break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Tis the season, tis the reason for live Parang entertainment every Friday from now until Christmas from 7 to 8 p.m.
Good night, what do you know? We having fun. It's the Christmas season. It's time for giving, loving, sharing. What is it?
Yeah, yes man, I'm a parangero. I think so can shut me also. So I bring no shoot bego. So I bring no send me loco. I'm a parangero. I think so can shut me also. Just some them what I drink your cook them.
Real Parang, Real Talk with Saieed. Yeah.
Realtalk Credit Union stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Carney Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also find us on Facebook at Realtalk Credit Union.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. A multi-million-dollar security camera network aimed at giving police and other national security agencies the ability to monitor activities has been found to be riddled with technical problems, producing footage that is reported blurred, obstructed, unclear, and unstable. The claim was made as the government mounts a defense to a payment of almost $1 billion to that state-owned TSTT is seeking for operating 1,670 cameras and supporting system. Meanwhile, the government has signaled its intention to invest millions more to expand the security camera network to 5,000, giving authorities more eyes in the sky. So if they want to investigate the present service of 1,673 cameras and is complaining of blurredness, obstructed, uncleared, and unstable footage, you cannot pay almost $1 billion, but you want to invest more now in 5,000 cameras. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead, you're live on
Ali. Mr. Saieed, I want to ask something, and I'm not sure what it is happening here, but I've been following a commissioner of inquiries into the death of the men in Paria. And sir, I want to know through your show tonight, who is the person that made the call for that commission of inquiry? And who is going to pay these people? Because I am seeing some reputable people that is in this inquiry. And I hope, sir, that the taxpayers' money of Trinidad and Tobago does not pay anybody in that inquiry that taking place there. Now, Mr. Saieed Ali, things happen. Emergencies take place in the workplace, going day and night. These guys die as heroes. They are heroes in the workplace, Mr. Saieed Ali. And all this this commissioner of inquiry and all these things is only to put money in the people's pockets, Mr. Ali. Look at the kind of reputable people that is dealing with this. And you know what happened? The people that die heroes, family have to go through what they're going through here. Who it is called for that commission of inquiry? They must pay for that from their pocket. I am asking them to pay for that from their pocket because taxpayer, that is a waste of taxpayers' money, Mr. Said. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. So the government is complaining of the service of 1,673 cameras. They are saying the footage is blurred, there's obstruction, it is unclear, it is unstable. Now they have almost $1 billion to pay TSTT. Complaints are coming out. Complaints are coming out. But Ministry of National Security wants to invest in 5,000 cameras more. As they would say, eyes in the skies. Something to look forward to. In addition to the poor video quality, the state claims some of the cameras were unconnected, improperly positioned, non-functional, and damaged. When they made the agreement, between the government and TSTT, was there anyone from the government department back in April 2009 to monitor this on behalf of the government? Was there anyone to monitor this? Caller, good night. Hello.
Sir, that this government is not interested in crime. Isn't CCTV a crime fighting and essential crime fighting tool, sir? Now, if you are not paying CCTV and they pull that service, now isn't that an impediment to solve crime? Now you see the commissioner of police going on 35 days vacation and saying this is the right time to do so. Is it the right time that you will have, because he already know he could anticipate we are going to have about 600 murders for the year, so he would say, well, he was out or he was not in charge. How could this be the opportune time, sir? How could this be the opportune time to go and say, well, leave people who could handle the story? If you can't handle the story as commissioner, how on earth could you have deputies handle it? Well, what kind of nonsense is this? Is the government really promoting crime, or are they trying to solve crime? Isn't this way foolishness? How more ridiculous can this government get, sir? This is a time with unprecedented crime level that no police officer should have been granted granted any leave at all. When you get the commissioner himself now going, is this, when Rowley said that he was disappointed with Gary Griffith, is he very satisfied now? So this thing is disgusting. All I'm asking, if the government cannot do the job, and it is clear, not if they cannot do it, it is clear that they cannot do the job. Just demit office, just call election. You have the former THA, Ansel Dennis, he said this is not democracy, call election. Why can't he tell his political leader to call elections, sir? Crime is getting away. We are in dire straits. The economy has crashed. This whole country has been mashed up. The government clearly cannot rule. Call election now. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Now listen to this, viewers. For a period in June 2020, almost half the camera in Tobago were out of action. They were out. It also states that the zoom in and pin in function, the tracking vehicle was deemed to be too slow and retrieving footage was slow. However, in early November, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley states that the government had already invested $80 million in 1,500 cameras and intend to double that figure to give police more tools to be able to track and capture criminals. Imagine that. $80 million. Now, yes, TSTT is supplying everything for this CCTV network. But is there anybody or is there any office in the present administration that is monitoring the works of TSTT just to make sure that cameras are working proper? And whenever they get a defective or a default in a camera, is there anyone from the government's behalf to go to TSTT to file a complaint concerning these cameras? And how long does it take now for someone from TSTT to go fix this particular camera on a particular post in a particular area? What is the response time? What is the repair time to have that camera operational? Is there anybody monitoring that? Is there anybody going after that? Is there anybody seeking the benefits of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago concerning the CCTV footage agreements? Or is it now that the government is being slapped with this $1 billion payment that they are finding fault now? Who do we believe now? Is this going to be another monopoly? Can TSTT now comes out and let the public know now, since it's made public, can they come out and tell the public now, well, listen, the government paid us for so much and so much, in a time frame or in a timely manner, they made complaints about certain cameras and our response time was like that, or it took a day, it took 2 days, it took a week, it took a month to repair a camera. That would be their defense now, since the government is claiming that footage and cameras were down. Now is the perfect time for TSTT now to come out and state their response time. This is what I'm waiting to hear now. Is this going to be another monopoly hitting the government? Remember, this is $1 billion, you know. Allegedly $1 billion. This is not 100,000. This is not 100 million. We're talking about $1 billion taxpaying citizen money that have to go to TSTT. Are we going to get justice on this? Are we? $1 billion taxpaying citizen money. Who has control of that? So this is what we want now. How much cameras are down? How much report did the ministry file to TSTT? And what was their response time in getting the said camera up and working? This is what TSTT have to bring forward. This is our work in progress. That is our plan. That is our demand. Once they can come out and show the government that, well, then the government will honor their bill. I'm hoping. But we need CCTV. We need footage in order to track elements. We need this. We need this. So we are going for a short commercial break. But $80 million on 1,500 cameras, 1,500 after this break.
Tis the season, tis the reason for live Parang entertainment every Friday from now until Christmas from 7 to 8 p.m.
Good night, what do you know? We having fun. It's the Christmas season. It's time for giving, loving, sharing. What is it?
Yeah, yes man, I'm a parangero. I sing so can shut me also. So I bring no shoot bego. So I bring no send me loco. I'm a parangero. I sing so can shut me also. Just season them what I drink your cook them.
Real Parang, real talk with Saieed. Yeah.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Crony Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also find us on Facebook at Realtalk Credit Union.
So the government has a 51% share in TSTT and 49% is owned by Cable and Wireless, a foreign company. So there's where this thing comes in now. A foreign company owns 49%. So which means the government have a say in, you know what, I am going to pay this or I am not going to pay this. 49% is not bigger than 51%. So that is going to be a battle now. TSTT contends that between July 1st, 2013 and June 30th, 2017, it engaged in a contractual arrangement with the government to provide managed video surveillance service for the state by installing 873 cameras and 4 control rooms at a cost of $481,896,000, VAT inclusive. TSTT said it was billed by government at $21 million monthly and was paid part of its debit with an outstanding sum of almost $752 million. You see the figures? So, we're saying that the government owns 51%. Is this going to be another monopoly that is going to rock Trinidad and Tobago? And a foreign company? Wow. Are we going to pay $1 billion now? Who is in breach? According to TSTT, the government is in breach. So now you would understand why I said that TSTT needs to come out now with technical data. As someone reports a camera down or a police station in the community reports camera down, CCTV down, we can't get footage. Who are they making those requests to? Is it the government or TSTT? What the government needs to find out from TSTT is what part of our government reported to TSTT that no cameras are working in communities. That is a bacchanal by itself. Trinidad and Tobago, that is a bacchanal by itself. Moving along. The Ministry of Trade and Industry has stated that investment in the local economy to the tune of roughly $1 billion created over 3,500 jobs in fiscal 2022. And that the countries remain attractive to direct foreign investment. According to an official statement from the ministry, this positive development comes across a backdrop of global disruption, such as the COVID-19 pandemic, the Russia-Ukraine war, which contributed to the slowing down of international foreign direct investment flows, with the steepest decline being among developed economies, such as Trinidad and Tobago. Well, they must put us on the list. They have to put, they're not just putting, they're putting us on the list. The Trade Ministry reported that for fiscal 2022, the government recorded just over $1 billion in investment that becomes operational, creating as many as 1,746 new jobs. Can this be true? Call her good night.
Night, Saeed.
No, right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
Yes, Saeed. Saeed, for Carnival, a lot of those cameras will be working. So what is the problem after Carnival?
Correct.
Not only that, Saeed, I follow those same CCTV cameras in China. And this camera system that the government is running, or what the potential to run, 5,000 more cameras?
Yes.
Saeed, that is not only about crime. That is to track and trace us for the global agenda.
I understand what you're saying.
We keep missing that point. And we're not educating the population to become sensitive towards that. We go get relics in our side. Real licks. Because people just seeing normalcy. But it's this COVID scam, I keep saying it, is nothing normal. Saeed, take note, you is one of the only individuals who have the potential to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Going back to creating jobs, concerning trade, it added total committed investment by the private sector in various projects total an additional $446 million, for which Invest was responsible for $486.3 million, which created a further 1,768 new jobs when operational. Listen to this, eh? They say the private sector. Follow me closely. Follow me closely. Over $1 billion invested according to trade, creating 1,768 new jobs. When COVID hit Trinidad 2 years ago, business started shutting down. Government claimed they had no money. In the private sector, business was shutting down. Thousands of people went home due to COVID. Thousands did not return to job because of the break in the economy, because of the break in investors. According to the government, we have no money. So trade trying to tell us that for fiscal 2022, the government recorded just over $1 billion in investment that became operational, creating as many as 1,746 new jobs. Trade could have been more specific. What part of the private sector invested in what in this country. This is what trade's supposed to come out and tell the population. Since they're releasing info, I would like to ask the Ministry of Trade, in what department did the private sector invest this $1 billion? What department? This is what I would love to know. And I would love to get this information to share with the public, so the public would understand, is there a growth in our country, or are we going to have a boom like Colin Imbut always says? The last boom we got in Trinidad and Tobago, Petrotrin shut down. Couple months after, Petrotrin shut down. When Colin Imbut came out and said, Madam Speaker, there is a boom in the economy. I don't remember that. Our economy is turning around. How many of you remember that? There is a boom in the economy. And what happened? Couple months after, woo, 5,000 over people went home from Petrotrin and the refinery. So I would like the Ministry of Trade to be a little more specific with details as to what part of the private sector invested in what that would come up to this $1 billion that would create 1,768 new jobs. Because we have no money. We have no money. Business shut down, no growth in Trinidad. All of a sudden this happened. All of a sudden this happened. You see, I am amazed. I am amazed the Ministry of Trade came out and said that. With no details. No details. Be more specific. Let the private sector knows what part of the private sector invested in this, so other private sector people or businessmen could invest too. I just said the correct nail with the right hammer, you know. Yes, the correct nail with the right hammer. So moving along now. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has recently celebrated the recent revealed budgetary surplus and the ability of the government to allocate funds to the Heritage and Stabilization Funds. He stated that from 2009 to 2021, the facts are this. This country operated without a budgetary surplus. Even with oil price at well over 100 a barrel, in the period 2012 to 2014, no attempt was made to balance the budget or to put the fiscal account into surplus. The PM stated that every effort was made to spend every cent that was earned, and in short, the government borrowed to put money into the savings account. All I hear this bacchanal.
From 2009 to 2021, the facts are this country operated without a balanced budget or budgetary surplus. Even with oil, with prices at well over $100 a barrel in the period 2012 to 2014, no attempt was made to balance the budget or to put the fiscal account into surplus. Instead, what we saw was that every effort was made to spend every cent that was earned, and even where the law required that sums of the surplus be put in the Heritage Fund, to the extent that deposits were made into that fund, it was done by borrowing to meet the legal obligations. In short, they borrowed to put money into the savings account.
Which savings account did they borrow money to put? Which savings account? All tell me now. All tell me now, man. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch my head. Somebody touch my soul. So I want to hear from you, the citizens. All the time the government complaining that we have no money, we have no money, we have no money. All of a sudden they borrow money now to put into savings. Somebody say something. Somebody touch my soul with some news. Previously, opposition leader Kamala Prasad Biswas accused the government of hiding and playing to avoid questions concerning a lack of contribution to the HSF. Dr. Ali states that this government has saved the country considerably sum of money, and he added that within the spotlight of energy, value leakage in the energy sector was exposed. He also noted that this government has earned since July 18 to July 2022 $11.4 billion in additional revenue, which would not have earned had they not stopped successfully completed these negotiations. Listen to the PM.
We had the spotlight on energy, where we exposed value leakage in the LNG sector, and we set about to negotiate with the major companies to get better returns for Trinidad and Tobago without breaking contracts or litigating a single existing contract. As a direct result of these negotiations, we have earned since 2018 to July 2022 $11.4 billion in additional revenue, which we would not have earned had we not initiated and successfully completed these negotiations.
Could the PM tell the nation what type of negotiation took place? They spoke about breaking contract. Could the PM come out and say what negotiation with what company did they negotiate? I mean, we're looking at facts. You're talking about $11.1 billion, $11.4 billion. What energy deal? What business sector? What contracts did you all not break? Anybody remember the helicopter scandal? I don't remember that. Just touching base to tell you and all your memory. Just touching base with your memory. They're talking about energy. They spoke about energy. What about the helicopter? Where is the helicopter today? Ask yourself, where is it? He also highlighted the 97 downstream gas supply contract, an extension secured by NGC between 2015 and 2022. The PM further noted that his government has been working tirelessly to restructure Atlantic LNG, and soon a formal announcement will be made on the outcome of this initiative. Where's the helicopter? What's going on with that project? You're focusing on energy, but there are other things. There are other things. You forgot you owe China a big debt for COVID-19. Did we forget that? Did we forget that the loan they took out? Where did all that money go? Can the government or can the Ministry of Finance give us details as to where that money went? Did part go for police? Did part go for fire service? Did part go to the prison service? Did part go to the hospital? Can Can the government come out and give us some details on that? You're talking about you earn 11.4. Can they come out and say that? That money that they borrowed, $11.4 billion they earn in revenue from 2018 to 2022. How much you paid out? How much did the helicopter project took? Kola, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Saeed, that's how one thing that the way you're saying it tonight, right? One contribution, right? Keep already talking about NGC. And I hear you make claims to the opposition again. I don't know what the opposition had to do with it 7 years in government now, right? Everything that the PNM do, they fall short on all the commitments. What happened to the $400 million where they spent on train 1? What happened to that? And they spent $400 million. They get anything from train 1? I don't know. I just asking that question. Anyway, you enjoy your night, side.
What about the $500 million from agriculture? Where did that go?
Yeah, well, everything just disappeared. What about the Sandals Resort? When
Look at $1 billion was allocated for Sandals project in Tobago.
What
Where?
that?
Caller, talk to me.
Well, I don't know. The man will just come and let me tell you something, right? I tell you, people in this country, they're getting paid to fool people in this country. People need to wake up and look at what's going on around them. But people sleeping in this country and have these politicians taking advantage of everybody's side. Everybody. You enjoy your night.
Thank you, my friend. Where did that $1 billion allocation go? The hundreds of millions of dollars they claimed that they took in loan from China. We need details. This is what we need. We need details of where the money went. Terence Dialsing is yet to lay the reports of the finding of the Sandy Grande home. Yet to do that. It seems as we forgot too quickly. That is why I am here to remind you of events and instances where money just went like that. Helicopter project is a big one. A big one. $3 million for a painting while we had money in the country for 3 months. Nobody saying anything about that. Nobody is not saying anything about that. So how are we to fix our country when nobody is saying anything? Where is the opposition? Are they sleeping? You see, this is what I love about Keith Rowley, you know, our Prime Minister. He is bold, he is vicious. As Manning said, allegedly said, he's like a raging bull. And let me tell you something, when that bull sat on a platform, nobody to contest him. Absolutely nobody. That is what I love about the PM. He will keep going and going and going and going until something happens. Will the UNC go and go and go until something happens? Ask yourself. That is the difference between two leaders. That is the difference. Now, I have nothing against the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Mr. Keith Rowley. I have nothing against him. He earned his position through the people. He earned his position through the people. You can't give me wrong for saying that. The people put him there. And he is taking full advantage of the powers that dwells within his reach. Full advantage of it. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. You want to know why I don't blame him? Because we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, gave to him that power, that ability. The opposition, on the other hand, their job is to challenge whatever the present administration bring to us, the people. And that is their job. Questions and answer is their job. They need to demand. That is what they need to do. They need to demand in order to get answers, in order to get things done in Trinidad and Tobago. The opposition needs to demand. Are they demanding? Ask yourself that. Are they demanding? Don't come out and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. No demand. When I come and say, I just demand things from the government, I get what I ask for. A simple man like me. But then again, when you me and Navin meet up in my candle room, it's a different story, you know. It's a different story, you know. We just get what we want. You know, a lot of people told me, Saeed, why you don't join a party or why you don't create a party? I said, no. Why you don't run for an MP or something? I said, no. I said, that would limit my hand from stretching. Because when I stretch my hand, I don't want a red flag, you know. I don't want a red flag. I will pull it out. Give me what I want. Give me what I need. Give me what I ask for. That is me. That is me. So viewers, we are almost out of time for tonight. We have about 3 minutes left. But I want you to understand something. We, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, gave to the PNM administration the power to govern us. When I mean give them the power, we put them there. We voted for the PNM administration. We voted out the UNC administration. Now, in communities throughout Trinidad and Tobago, there are mixed race, religion, there are mixed votes. UNC, PNM, whatever party you may have. But you need to listen to this. If you are in a community where you have a PNM councillor or a PNM minister in your community and in your area, and your road is bad, the drainage is poor, street light is a problem, water is a problem, T&Tech is a problem, you have, let's just say, use this term, you live behind God back. You know, we are accustomed using that term in Trinidad and Tobago, but you living behind God back. So let's use that phase. Aren't you supposed to go to the MP, the PNM MP in your community to see about that problem because you selected them there? I'm just saying something. I'm just saying something. Because even the PNM constituencies in our country presently are under depression. Why am I saying that? Go to Colombo constituency. Go to the Prime Minister's constituency and you will hear something. You will hear something. Go to it. Communicate with the people. And you will hear what they have to say. So nevertheless, we are out of time for tonight. Remember, Real Talk Credit Union is giving you 4% on fixed deposit. Go break your account that you have another financial institution. The 1% you're getting, you have it for 5 years, like 5,000. 5 years at 4% is 20,000 or 100,000. Where getting that? No way. You could go and break your 5,000 you're getting. I am Saieed Ali. You are viewing the #1 current affairs program right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Synergy Network. Remember, we have our own studio at Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. We are sending a link to Synergy to broadcast our program. Hey, I have some good news for the South people, you know, about our Real Talk Credit Union. I have good news for all you, but nevertheless, I will hold up a little bit with that. I must say good night to you until we meet again. If God placed a leader in your community, why not go to him to fix your problem? Until we meet again, good night.
'Tis the season, 'tis the reason for live Parang entertainment every Friday from now until Christmas from 7 to 8 p.m.
Good night, what do you know? We having fun. It's the Christmas season. It's time for giving, loving, sharing. What is it?
Yeah.